Everyone, welcome to Woodstock, Ontario, nicknamed the Friendly City. Like we have to, all the time, we have to requalify every 3 or 5 years, right? So that might suck, right? So, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Good, you?
Good, good. All right. So, I have a couple of questions that I will answer. We're gonna get into real estate. We'll walk downtown. We'll see what the vibe is like here in Woodstock. To be honest with you, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know what I mean? Like even during that peak of real estate market, it seemed like, you know, people would go along 401 and they would kind of stop before they would actually reach Woodstock, right? So a lot of people were interested in, you know, like Milton and Cambridge and Kitchener and stuff like that. But then getting to Woodstock was always a bit of a hassle, right? Most of people would jump over Woodstock and get into London, Ontario, which is obviously a bigger city and all that stuff. But the stats, it's 47,000 in population. It looks and it feels like a more of a Canadian heritage, old school, little town feel and all of that stuff. So we're like probably 20 minutes towards Brantford or 20 minutes towards Kitchener, Cambridge, Milton area and stuff like that. And we're right there where the highway splits, 401 and 403, so you can take it along all the way to Hamilton, Niagara Falls and all of that stuff. So as of now, it's very quiet. And just to give you a perspective, we're talking a nice Friday afternoon, right? So it is very quiet in comparing to maybe other towns, obviously cities and stuff like that, way more people. So we're still towards the end of summer here, and it's like I said, Friday evening, and there's nobody around. Like there's literally, the streets are literally empty. So, but what does it look like in terms of the median list price as of now in Woodstock? It's $654,000, and the average sold price is somewhere around $629,000, which brings it 4.6% list versus asking, right? So which is a kind of interesting. What I would like to add that is very interesting when it comes to Woodstock is that this month, this is incredible. Record new listings, over 400 in 1 month. This is the highest month ever recorded, right? And there's a reason for that. I'm assuming at this point, right? Because the people that bought maybe in Woodstock, they want to get out. Why? I don't know. But maybe it is a very boring or very slow pace city. I don't know in terms of infrastructure, but so far things are looking solid in my eyes. But just take into consideration that this month, we're talking August of 2025, they have 400 listings in 1 month. So it is incredible. It's skyrocketing. And it goes to show you again, is this now the moment that these small towns and the small cities from the big hub like Toronto are actually falling apart, right? I mean, like you think about it, right? At one point, everybody wanted to move down here, and then most of the people are losing their shirt, right? I mean, we see the obvious, you know, stuff that's happening in most downtowns, unfortunately. Been to Ottawa, I've been to Sault Ste. Marie. I've been to where have I gone? I've been all the way to Sudbury. Sudbury. So we see over and over the same things are happening in these small towns. So let's get into some deep questions here. If smaller cities like Woodstock are no longer affordable, where do Canadians go next? Well, this is a good question. I mean, like, it's a solid question. And I believe we're getting to a point right now where even a small town like this, right, in Woodstock, it's not being, it's not affordable, right? Like, you know, like an average is 650. So a solid detached home, we're probably talking $900,000, right? So at that point, why would you come here? I mean, let's be real. If you don't have a job, if you have to create your own job, then it kind of sucks, right? I mean, it's still a lot of money for a property in Woodstock, right? So it's definitely a question. I still think it's too far from a major hub city, right? Like to get to Toronto, you'll still need an hour and a half at least to get there, right? So the other way around is like what, maybe London, but it's not a major hub. So it's still, you're in between, and it's a small town feel with the big town pricing. So I don't know where they would go. And we've been as far as, you know, Sudbury and stuff like that. And even in that neck of the woods, we're talking, you know, $500,000-$600,000 for a home, right? So it's crazy, right? So next question. Is a $650K average price in a small Ontario city still affordable or already broken? I personally think that it's already broken because real estate is way too expensive. Like if it is becoming expensive in how you doing, man? Yeah, right?
Having a great day.
You're having a great day?
Yeah.
Do you think real estate is expensive in Woodstock?
I think everything is expensive now.
Yeah?
Even townhouses. Aren't townhouses expensive too?
Yeah. So do you think life in Woodstock is expensive? Are you from Woodstock here or no?
Well, I live between Woodstock and Ingersoll, Beachville.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're pretty pricey, but you can always get a deal, like fixer-upper homes that don't need too much work, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what if families that don't have the know-how, like they don't know how to do it?
Yeah.
Still expensive, man,
Yeah,
no?
it's pretty expensive, yeah.
But it shot up. It wasn't like that, like, you know, 5 years ago, 10 years
no,
ago.
everything's gone up, yeah.
Sucks, eh?
Yeah.
Well, do you think it will remain high? It's gotta correct, no?
I don't know.
Who know? Nobody knows, eh?
I think it's gonna stay for a while.
Yeah? Pricey?
Yeah.
Anyways, bless you, man. All the best, all right?
Have a good one.
Take care, man. All right, so that's what somebody here locally has to say. Yes, if you can get your hands on a fixer-upper to maybe save a little bit of money, it would work, right? And that's the common theme all across, I would say, Canada. If you can get your hands on some fixer-upper and maybe you can do work yourself, I think you'll be ahead of the game. All right. Do you think moving away from Toronto is a solution, or housing costs follow us everywhere? I think it would depend on the actual income, and it would depend on your actual employment. If you're making solid money and if you can earn that money, then maybe a small town is a solution. Again, depending on the kids and depending what you have to do, where you have to do it, and how you have to do it. But I think it's getting challenging for just an average family to sustain themselves, let's say in Toronto, right? Like it's a big hub and all the goodies and benefits, but like it's hard to meet these ends, right? Like unless you have like a solid job making $1 million or something, I don't know. Should commuter cities like Woodstock be protected from speculative investors, or is it just part of the market? I don't know how you would protect any town from a speculative investor. I mean, it's a free market. Everybody should be able to buy, flip, and that's where the free market capitalism comes into play, right? I mean, it's got to be free. We got to trade free. And if it becomes pricey, then if nobody can afford it or buy it, the price comes down automatically without any interference of anybody, governments, banks, or whatever, right? So I have had somebody also mention, why not make the interest rates, you know, flat for the term of the mortgage like it is in US, right? Like we have to, all the time, we have to requalify every 3 or 5 years, right? So that might suck, right? So, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Good, you?
Good, good. All right. So, yeah, so people are friendly. People in Woodstock are friendly and stuff like that. I'm sure they have a lot to say, right? But it's just what it is, right? Like it's we should be able to take a loan for a particular set years and just leave it at that. If it's 4%, it's 4%. If it's 2%, it's 2% until you pay it off. Call it a day, right? So somebody has mentioned that, so I just wanted to throw that in. If mortgages rates stay high for years, will small cities collapse first, or will Toronto lead the crash? This is a solid question. I don't have a crystal ball. I do not know how to answer this, but I do believe that small cities will definitely go first. And the reason why I say that is because a big city is always fueling a smaller city, right? Like, so a big hub is always fueling a smaller hub. So, and Woodstock, I'm sure, got fueled by the narrow Toronto GTA, right? You know, maybe Milton fueled it, maybe Cambridge Kitchener fueled it, right? It was too expensive there. People started moving here. People from Toronto maybe retired here for years. So, when it kind of stops, everybody becomes its own bubble, right? Like Toronto is already under immense pressure and it's a bubble, so it will not look for, you know, third-party solution investments or areas or towns or cities, and then all of a sudden, you know, obviously the budget shrinks and everything else. So I don't know. I mean, it's just like, it's $1 million question at this point. Like what I can see, it's a solid little town, but as you can see, things are like closing down everywhere, like even in downtown here and stuff like that. So it is what it is, right? Like a lot of this stuff, like what I can see, and I don't know, it just feels, to be honest with you, feels gray. I don't know how else to say it, but that was it for this video. I hope you gained some value out of this video, so please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.